Good afternoon. Happy Monday. How was your weekend? Did you do anything interesting or perhaps creative? I know for us we did some painting eggs. It's kind of like we went back to being kids and did a FaceTime with one of my best friend, and we just had a lot of fun. Like we being at home, we just find really fun, creative way to occupy our time. I mean, we're already creative in normal times, so now it's just like brings us to another kind of space. So this really inspired me this week to address the topic of creativity. And it brought me back to my very, very first workshop that I hosted in New York a few years ago. I don't remember what year. It was called Activate Your Creative Mind, and it was really cool. It was the first time that I was doing a workshop and at a big group. It was really cool, big, but 12 people, which is great, or 20, I don't remember. But that doesn't matter in the whole context of the thing. But I find that there was so much gold already into it, so I'm gonna bring back some principles this week, and I have two guests this week that I'm really excited to interview about creativity. I'm bringing back Kristen, and there's another friend of mine that I'm gonna do a really fun exercise. She's a big philanthropist, and that will be interesting. So today I want to talk about creativity and where it starts from. And our creativity starts in the mind. It's where everything gets created. And when last week I was talking about what do you feed your soul with, that's the same idea. We create thoughts, create things. So everything that's going on in our brain is what is being created. It could be as easy as I'm hungry, then I get up and go to eat. Of course, it sounds super easy, but the way to create something starts exactly like that. So the first way to activate your creative mind is basically utilizing the tool of visualization. That's a little bit hard to say. Visualisation in French, see? Just a little different accent here. But before I go into an exercise, think about it this way. If I'm asking you if you know how to draw, would you raise your hand in a room full of people? Generally, there's not a lot of people that raise their hands when we ask them how to draw. Now, picture yourself as a 5 or 6 year old, and you're in a room with a bunch of other kids, and we ask those kids, do you know how to draw? Then most of the kids are gonna raise their hands like, of course I know how to draw. Somehow, when we grow up, we are taught that creativity is a skill that has to be great, or that is a skill that you kind of lose interest, or we have to be really good at it for it to be a skill. But you still can draw. Some really fun facts from a company called Creatrix about kids. A 5-year-old laughs 113 times per day, do creative tasks 98 times a day, and ask 65 questions per day. Then you fast forward to a 44-year-old. A 44-year-old laughs 11 times a day, do creative tasks twice a day, and ask six questions a day. And of course, we can attribute this to being busy and anything, but think about it this way. We don't laugh as much and we don't create as much. So we kind of lose, we're not fun anymore. Or at least not as fun as being a kid. So think about how limitless you can be and how your mind could be fed some great things if we just would spend our time to create something from nothing and not being stopped by, oh, I have to be good at something to create. And it doesn't have to be big either. So I want you to take a moment and close your eyes and picture yourself in a moment in time where you were doing something you absolutely love, or something you had a blast doing. And see your scenery, see where you are, who you were with, be in touch with how it was smelling around. I hope it was smelling good. The smells, the sound. Now tune into how you were feeling at that moment in time. And then when you're done thinking about your moment for a few minutes, because I really want you to bask into it, when you're ready to open your eyes, I want you to write down what you saw, how you felt, what it looked like, and to really transport yourself back in that moment. Because when we think about creativity and visualization, to be able to visualize, it's training your muscle to feel, see, and be in this space at a specific time, right? So look how good you are at going back in the past and feeling those moments in time. Because you can utilize that same thing to see things in the future, even though it's not created, right? Because it's the same muscle, is the same idea. But if you practice being in the past and being in those relishing moments that you've lived through, you're practicing your visualization muscle. So that's it for today. So let me know if you want to share that your moment of creativity and what you saw and what moment that brought you back a great memory in mind. Feel free to share. And tomorrow I'm going to have my guest Kristen, and we're going to be talking about dancing with our thoughts. So I look forward for that, and stay safe, stay home, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.